So tonight on Redneck Rescue, we've got a customer that got stuck in a beaver dam. It's actually just a side trail off a trail that we rode today. It was a great powder day. It's about 8:30 at night, and we're about to go in and check out our situation. Let's go check it out. So this is the beaver dam. Beaver made it a little bigger this year. We normally cross right through here. We've had multiple friends get stuck in this very spot. You can see the sled right here. Here's the back of the sled. That's actually his tunnel bag just barely above the water. The rear bumper's below the water. There's the front end. We got one ski loop just kind of showing its face right there. We're gonna shovel a ramp up here, set up the winch over there, and hopefully pull this thing up and out. We have the gas-powered winch hooked to a tree over here. We've got another tree right here that we've got the other end of the rope hooked to, and we're gonna do a snatch block on the sled. So here we are, about to go down, hook to first. Hopefully the one ski is still above the water that we can hook to, get it up a little bit, re-anchor to the A-arms, and then pull it on up. Here we go. So I got this rope already tied off as my anchor. We're gonna go on down, see if we can't get hooked up. So right now I'm just probing to figure out where the edge is, where the water starts. Like right there. See, this is pretty solid. That breaks through. So the ski tops aren't ideal to pull from, but in this situation, we're gonna use them to just get up and out of the water just a little bit. So now we're gonna shovel a ramp here, see if we can get that other ski exposed. And then we'll set up for the pull. Okay, my love, let's go ahead and fire it up. 2 wraps, full throttle, once you start getting tension. Perfect, here we go. Feeling good, it's moving. Here I'm letting the winch line build a little tension. And then I'll give a yank on the rope, gives a little bit of upward force, and also bumps it along. Moving in a positive direction. Okay, go ahead and stop. I'm gonna re-rig and then we're good. So now that we've got the sled up, I'm gonna go ahead and hook to the A-arms for the stronger pull, and we'll pull it right up and out of the creek. Once we get the front end, like right here, we're gonna go ahead and stop. Game on. And here comes tension, and we should be moving. On the left, you can see Jess pulling rope through the capstan winch. It's an open-ended winch that's a direct drive with a Honda 4-stroke. When you pull, it pulls. I think that's good, let's stop. Well, we're done wedging from there, so we can go ahead and unhook that.
Are you good?
We're good. So our next move is we're gonna bury my sled over here and wedge this thing that way. Okay. So originally they came across this side, attempted to cross, sunk, got it back up on this side by themselves, but the belt was wet. So when they went to go again, it just buried in. And then they had to step on it to try to get across, and it sank even more. But now we're up on the snow, winning. So just upon inspection, it's actually not too terrible. Fairly dry. You can see our water level was right here about the midway on this little boost tube here. So there is a chance that water got in there. We're gonna pull it over nice and gentle with the key off and see if it turns over.
After pulling on the pull start, it definitely feels like there's a chance that there is water in the motor. There's definitely some stiff spots. Almost kinds of wants to lock up. It does turn over, but it's got a lot of resistance. Those intake tubes that run into the motor were underwater. The intake itself was above water, but being underwater for a while, I'm sure water probably seeped in. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it alone. They're gonna put it in the garage tonight and make sure it doesn't freeze. That's also the reason we came out tonight, was because we didn't want the creek to freeze on us and not be able to get it out. Second note, if it stayed in the water overnight and your motor froze, you might lose your motor. We're setting up for our second pull. Since there's water in the motor, we're not gonna be able to start it. It's not gonna be able to assist itself through the meadow. So we went ahead and ran our sleds back and forth and beat a good path all the way back to the main groomed trail. We've got the winch set up over here off of this stump this time
To pull the sled directly from that light towards us onto this trail, where then Chippy can tow it on out.
Here I'm bouncing on the sled to make the corner, but also to break the track free because it's frozen. There it finally breaks free, and that'll make the tow out a whole lot easier.
So you tried to cross here, we got it winched up right across the snow bridge, because there's a big hole right there, and there's some creek right there, but it's fine.
So now for the tow out, we got it all set up around the A-arms. We're gonna tow it up on and out. Here we are towing out on the trail that we just made. Jess is on the sled to make sure that it stays on the track. Double the fun. Now we're gonna double back on my sled and go back for hers.
That was just a little fun.
Now we're gonna hook back up to the Polaris and drag it the rest of the way out to the groomed trail. So we've made it back to the main road. Now we just got about 5 miles of trail back to the parking lot. So we just passed the groomer making his rounds for the evening. That's why we're staying on the left side, so we don't mess up his freshly groomed trail as it settles.
Made it back from our rescue. It is 12:50. This rescue took a little over 4 hours. It was quite the adventure. On the way in, we saw some elk on the road. And then once we got on the other trail, we saw a moose. It's also very important to leave plenty of room for wildlife. They're stressed enough in the wintertime. They don't need us stressing them out more. If you enjoyed today's episode of Redneck Rescue, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We got other videos coming down the line.